Hey folks, this episode is sponsored by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website, portfolio, and online store. For a free trial and 10% off your purchases, visit squarespace.com and enter the offer code MARC, M-A-R-C, at checkout. A better web starts with your website. Okay, now on with the show.
Lock the gate!
All right, let's do this. How are you, what the fuckers, what the fuck buddies, what the fucking-ears, what the fuckstables, what the Buckingham Palace guards? Thank you for suggesting that fellow on Twitter. I am Marc Maron. This is my show. This is WTF. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm not real sure what I'm going to say today, but that hasn't stopped me before. I am excited about our guest today, Andre Royo, who was Bubbles on The Wire, lives down the street from me, kinda. He's also on this new series. It's a dramatic series called Hand of God, and it just got picked up by Amazon, so you can look for that, the new season of that early next year. But I was thrilled. I was thrilled to run into him. I actually ran into Andre at the Independent Spirit Awards, and he's a live wire, man. He's electric. He's full-on New York City. It just reminded me of when I lived in New York and just the kind of characters you meet there. He is it, man. He is wired like that city is wired, and it was pretty amazing to talk to him. His wife's got a restaurant down in Atwater that I'm supposed to go eat at, but I haven't yet, but I will. I will go eat there. There's something else I wanted to talk about a little bit. I don't know if you guys realize this fully. I'm not even sure that I realize it all the time, but we have done 500, and this will be our 544th episode of WTF. 544 episodes. I've interviewed a lot of people. Not much overlap. Some people have done a live show and a one-on-one, but all unique episodes. And you don't know what's going to happen with people. And I've gone out of my way. And this was a conscious decision. I don't know if you noticed it, but the current events that I hinge my show to in these opening monologues are the current events of my mind and my life and my thoughts, not current events in the world, because that would date things. And I really do try to interview, I almost exclusively only interview people straight up in the sense that they're not hinged to plugs. Occasionally we will help promote a project, but the interviews remain the same. They are broad interviews. They're not about a thing. Something interesting happened. A guest that I had on the show, Leslie Jones, has now become the newest, performer on Saturday Night Live. Now that's a big deal, and I'm thrilled for her. And then people start saying, why don't you have Leslie Jones on? Well, because we had her on. She was on episode 368. It was an amazing episode. I used to see her around. I was fascinated with her. She's a very raw, powerful comedian, and I just wanted to have her on. I had no idea where her career would take her, but now she's on SNL. And I just wanted to give you guys a heads up because that was a very beautiful interview about her life, where she came from, how she came up. And it's all there. It's there for you if you would like it. That happens occasionally. I'm thrilled when I can say you should go back and listen to an episode, not because we lost somebody or somebody passed away, but because something amazing happened for them. And if you want to know more about Leslie Jones, you can get the app on your phone. The most recent 50 episodes of WTF are always available for free. And then, after that, after 6 months, they go behind a paywall, and you got to pay a few bucks and get the premium app, and you can stream all the other 490 some odd episodes of WTF. Leslie Jones is number 368. So if you want to know more about her and where she comes from and how she came up, as you watch her amazing rocket ship to fame and success on SNL, go do that. Go get the app. And then upgrade for a couple bucks and enjoy. It's a great interview, actually, and I just wanted to, to say congratulations to Leslie, and if you folks want to know more about her, it's a great story, and she's a riot. So what's going on with me? I know you're dying to know. I can feel it. I can feel that you are dying to know. Well, I tell you one thing. This thing that I did, that I told you about, we're sponsored by The Great Courses, which I really think is perfect for a lot of people who listen to the show. Because if I know you, I know you're a thoughtful bunch and you want to keep learning new things. The Great Courses is great for you and it's great for me too, because I'm also like that. I got to learn more, man. I always got to put stuff in my head. Keep feeding the brain. The Great Courses are engaging video and audio lectures taught by top professors and experts in their field. Right now, I'm watching the course Stress and Your Body, taught by Professor Robert Sapolsky from Stanford. And this thing sort of changed my life, and I only watched a little bit of it because now I know I have all this stress that may have been necessary at some point in the history of animals to protect me and keep me on the run from things that are dangerous. But now I know, because humans are self-aware and we have the knowledge of who we are and what we're doing in our life, we can create that weird survival instinct just based on our thoughts and generate a lot of stress, which isn't good. Not that I'm doing anything about it, but God, it's good to know. It's good to know, and I got to thank Stress in Your Body, that Great Courses DVD that I watched. The Great Courses has been in production for over 20 years. There are over 500 courses on many subjects, including science, history, art, music, and more. You can listen to or watch The Great Courses streaming on their apps, or download it online, or watch on DVD, or listen on CDs, whatever you want. However you want to do it, you got it. No exams. I really think you should try it. The Great Courses has a special offer for WTF listeners. Order Stress in Your Body and get 80% off the original price. This 80% savings is only available for a limited time, so don't wait. Go to thegreatcourses.com/WTF. That's thegreatcourses.com/WTF. Stress, people. I've added some Trippany House shows. I'm going to be doing one next Tuesday. That's October 28th. I'll be doing one November 11th and November 18th. If you guys didn't get to see me, or you want to see me again, or whatever you want to do, they're $8 shows. They're benefits for the theater. They are workshop shows. And you can go to trippanyhouse.org and get tickets for those. They generally sell out, so I would go get them if you want to see me. A lot of people have been coming. And I'm talking about stress. For some reason, every time before I go to the Trippany House, I somehow get myself into some sort of state, man. And I don't do this with all shows, but I don't want to be one of those guys that thinks I have to be crazy in order to perform. But for some reason, before I go to the Trippany House, they're 8:00 shows. I will drink about a half a pot of coffee at 7:30. I will get into my car. I will, jam out on loud music that gets me amped up. And by the time I get to the Trippany House, I'm overamped. I'm aggravated. My heart is clenched like a fist, but open. It's weird. I don't know if you've ever had that feeling where your entire body is tight, but your heart is open. It's almost like, I can't close my heart, but my body's ready to snap shut at any moment. And it seems like a lot of my better performances come from me working back from a tremendously stressed out state. And I know people have suggested meditation for me. Last on Monday, Martin Starr suggested maybe I'll get into Buddhism, but I don't what do you learn? Why quiet it down? Why should I quiet it down? Why people are like, you got to, move through the distractions, get rid of the distractions. Just listen to your breath, close your eyes, sit and breathe. But what is the big realization? I mean, usually I don't try to meditate until I'm whacked out of my mind. And then I'm just sitting and breathing and I'm, it's panicky. I'm almost hyperventilating. That's not meditating. But I can definitely feel something when I hyperventilate. I mean, I can feel myself getting dizzy and I'm like, this is really good. That's not meditating. That's panic. I guess I'm just copying to the fact that, I need to electrify my mind in order for it to fire on all cylinders and get my imagination going, because last night was a spectacular show. But here's something that I've recently become aware of, and I just want to give some of you people a heads up, and if I'm talking to you or not, and if I'm not talking to you, whatever, listen or don't. Figure out whether or not you're addicted to sadness. Figure out whether or not you're addicted to tragedy. Figure out whether or not you're addicted to maintaining a victim's disposition. I guess what I'm saying is I talked to my father and, we're talking and everything's fine. But, I literally have to talk him out of some sort of pit of despair whenever I talk to him, which is okay. But I have to fortify myself before I call him, because it's at this point, with your parents, it's weird because I know that I'll call my father and he'll go, hello, and I'll go, hello, and he'll go like, you don't sound good. What's up? I'm like, what are you judging on? It was a greeting. I'm not taking the bait. But we had a nice conversation, but then I realized that sadness is compelling and self-pity is compelling because it's consistent. It's weird. Happiness is fleeting. Positivity takes a lot of energy if it's not your natural disposition, which it isn't for most people. And you can be one of those people if you want. But the idea, that weird, warm heat, that sort of deep heat of defeat is something consistent. It's deep down in you. Because we know that's what you get from meditation. It's not defeatedness, but it's the awareness that this is all temporary. But the truth of the matter is there's nothing more consistent and easily tapped into than that feeling of sadness. And, one of the symptoms of this is like how much like my father, we have a big long conversation about how I'm doing. I'm saying I'm great. He says he's okay. And then I guess it was going too well because he goes, oh God, man, I was about to hang up and he's like, yeah, the world it's ending. It's ending. The world's ending, ISIS and global warming. And it's just this litany, this list of things. And I'm like, why are you doing that to yourself? You're not an ISIS target necessarily. I know you think the world of yourself, but that's not it. But what I realized in that moment is that there's for a lot of people, sadness, tragedy, paranoia, and the pain of defeat is steady. It's right there under the surface at all times on an existential level. So it's the easiest thing to tap into. And I would say if you could, and this is just me giving you a heads up because I'm giving myself a heads up. I don't want you to be apathetic and I don't want you to avoid things, but try to put things in perspective and decide what is really within your control, what you can do something about, and what you're getting out of that sadness. What are you getting out of it? I mean, it does separate you from the pack because you're the buzzkill guy, and you don't want to be that guy, or you're the guy that's sort of like, oh, everyone's got to struggle to be around you. Because you're inconsolable. Inconsolable over what? What's your problem? I'm inconsolable over being alive. Because if you have that disposition, no one's going to make you feel better, right? So what is your agenda in life? To drag other people down to your level, and that's when you feel better. When you finally get somebody to go like, oh my God, yeah, it does suck. And you're like, right? Okay, I'll see you later. Jesus Christ, try to avoid that. Would you? I'm trying. You try. I hope I didn't do it to you during this monologue. I really do. If I did, I'm sorry. If you're selling things online, I want you to listen up. Whatever your business is, getting your orders out the door quickly can be tough, people. That's why I want to tell you about ShipStation.com. It's the fast and easy way to manage and ship your orders all in one place. With ShipStation.com, you'll be shipping out more in less time. You might sell your stuff on eBay or on Amazon or Etsy or from any popular online marketplace. ShipStation.com brings all your orders into one place to make them easy to manage so you can ship them out fast. With ShipStation.com, easily create shipping labels using all the top carriers like UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. ShipStation.com is the number one choice of online sellers with an incredible 98% customer satisfaction rating. Look, I know it can get overwhelming to send all your orders out if you have a small business. I know that. I've spent a lot of time putting labels on t-shirt envelopes and on shipping tubes with posters in them. I've done that. I've had an entire house full of envelopes filled with t-shirts. ShipStation.com will change all of that right away. You can try ShipStation.com free for 30 days. Plus, you can get an additional month free if you use my offer code WTF. That's 2 months free, people. Don't wait. Go to ShipStation.com, and before you do anything else, click on the podcast button at the top of the site and type in WTF. ShipStation.com. Type in WTF. All right, man. Are you ready to talk? Are you ready to talk to the man behind Bubbles on The Wire? That was one of the best characters ever on television ever. So strap in, man. This Andre Royo guy can he's electric, man. All right, let's talk to Andre. Andre Royo.
Yeah.
Wait, now, what? That's not. I guess because I would think that if it's Spanish, But no.
Yes, it's a sore spot.
It is?
On my whole Cuban side of my life. It's a sore spot that I can't speak Spanish. I can't roll my R's. Yeah, I can't do that. And
you got an R issue?
I have an R issue, yes.
What's your R issue?
I can't roll it. I got a fat tongue.
Oh, so it's just...
Ladies, I have a fat tongue. Yeah.
Putting it out there.
Put it out there, you know.
So you just, like, to me, you're a personification of New York City.
Yes, I am a personification of New York City. Is that the acting or the voice?
Just you.
Just my embodiment.
Like when I ran into you at the Independent Spirit Awards, like it was just sort of like, what? New York's wandering around.
Yes, I was.
Somebody take care of New York.
Yeah, somebody make sure he has a pass. Because you know New York, he's walking around and going into the Jameson tent. There's a problem.
But you live down the street from me.
I do. I live in Highland Park right next to this big ass... I think high school.
Why the fuck would you move that? Then you got to deal with the bells.
You know what? I got hypnotized in South Pasadena where everything was about the farmer's market every Thursday. And I was like, yo, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to sign. I'm not ready to punch in my clock and say, okay, I'm done. I just want a rocking chair and fresh organic oranges. I wasn't ready.
Well, it's not, it's a little bit of a sort of a quiet middle class life in Pasadena.
I mean, it's beautiful.
You need some grit. I need a little
bit of New York grit. And somebody told me, yo, let's go have a drink at Johnny's.
Yeah.
And I was like,
oh, sure.
That sounds kind of weird.
Yeah.
Let's go to Johnny's.
Right.
It reminded me of the Lower East Side a little bit.
It does, right? That chunk of York, I never really thought about it. Because it just started happening.
Yes.
But
that's what I heard.
But I lived on the Lower East Side. But if I really thought about it, those 2 blocks, the one with the coffee shop, Johnny's, and it's a little Lower East Side.
Very little. But if you go back to New York, there is no Lower East Side. So this is what I got left.
Gone.
Yeah, it's gone. I think that's another part of the world. Another part of my memory that is fucked up.
But the weird thing is when people compare stuff to New York, even when they compare it to it's like New York, it's not. Because even if it's a block, maybe the block looks like that, but you feel the weight and the energy in New York. Yes. Where'd you grow up exactly?
I grew up in the Bronx in Boston Road, Fifth Avenue. But most of my growing up, as far as into manhood, was probably Lower East Side.
Really?
A and B, C and D.
Get the fuck
7th.
out of here!
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
How old are you?
I'm 45.
You're 45. I'm 50.
Yeah. Well, you look good because white people age different. So you look good for 50. I don't know what you're doing. It must be the 5 months hit it and quit it because you look good for 50. Because I went back to my high school reunion and 50 fucks white people up. They look like they just melting. They just look like it's all melting into their belly.
Something gave up.
Yes. Yeah. So you look good for 50. Congratulations.
But I have questions about that type of that area because I lived on 2nd between A and B.
Yep.
1989 to 91.
Okay.
Now, wait, so...
I wasn't there yet.
You weren't there yet?
I wasn't there yet. I graduated in 86, and I thought, I brainwashed my family into believing that I would do good in school if I left all this distraction of New York City. So I went to school in Florida, where it was bikinis and fucking just even more of a mess in West Palm Beach, where a black man got the real experience of spring break. And so I got a .73 average and had to get the fuck out of there.
.73?
That wasn't good. It was
just commendably bad.
Yes. I was all in. I was all committed to the bikinis.
But we're in the Bronx, so paint me a picture of that. I mean, what was your family like? You got a bunch of brothers and sisters?
No, only child. Only child, and it was a very interesting experience that I can reflect on and realize, wow, I kind of stood out without knowing it because my mom and dad were together.
Yeah.
And we lived in a little two-story private house.
Yeah.
In the Bronx next to the Hillside Projects. And I realized that I felt, regular, but I was looked upon as kind of rich.
Oh, really?
Because everybody was living, house, and everybody living in the projects. And mom and dad were together. All of my friends were either living with their dad, or living with their mom,
right,
or being raised by their grandparents.
Yeah.
So I would come home from school, and half the neighborhood would be in my house, just looking at my mom and dad like, this is leave it to Cleveland. This is it. Look at how this motherfucker's living. And it kind of helped me because, when I would try to get, I'm a little nerdy dude. Glasses, braces.
Are you really? You were a nerd?
I was a nerdy dude, but they kind of looked out for me in the neighborhood because they saw me living with my mom and dad. When I tried to get into dirt, they were like, "Nah, man, get the fuck off the block. Go home to your mama. You're going to private school.
Yeah.
We're gonna make sure you make it.
Let us sell these drugs. We don't need your help.
We got you. Yeah. When my mom came down the street, they would hide hi, Mrs. Royo. How you doing, Mrs. Royo? Or they call her Mama Drugs because really, if somebody, a young cat, was like selling drugs, when my mom walked down the block, they fuck him up. Like, you didn't see her walking? That's mama drugs.
Yeah.
Don't sell because they like to hang out at the house.
Oh, right.
So they didn't want that bad, they didn't want that bad.
They like the family atmosphere, and they didn't want to fuck that up.
They didn't want to fuck that up. Yes.
But so what'd your dad do?
My dad had a couple of clothing stores in Harlem, Mr. T's, Ebony Fashion. So he was like an entrepreneur, and he would come home and bring. I'm talking about a nerdy kid looking like Little Caesar.
Yeah.
I had the floor shine wingtips. I had the double-breasted suits. I had
and the glasses.
And the glasses, and I was like, Nick, hey, guys, come on. I had the Pierre Cardin, like, ties, matching handkerchiefs. So I would go to school, and the teachers used to be a little jealous. Like, you dress better than we do.
Your dad took care of you.
He took care of me.
And what did your mom do?
My mom, at that time, she was working at Albert Einstein. She was an accountant. Working in the business side. I don't really know what she did. I just know that she was home by 6. I was a latchkey, so I would come home and just let myself in. So from 3 to like 6, I was home by myself. Yeah, and that was like another thing that the neighborhood loved because my house was empty.
They watch TV.
I had the short stay hotel in my house. I used to charge people to go in the room, bang it out a little bit, and leave me some money. So I used to cook them steakum sandwiches. Remember steakum sandwiches?
Sure. Steakums.
I used to cook them steakum sandwiches.
It's like Philly cheesesteak.
That's right.
Yeah.
I used to cook that, and when they came out the room, I would feed them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Your buddies, though.
It was my short stay. A little bit of money, and it was a hotel.
Oh, that's sweet. But
it's sweet. Thank you.
So which side's Cuban?
I'm my father.
Your father's Cuban?
Mm-hmm.
And how far have you? How many generations are in the States?
His parents were in Cuba.
Really?
So he was born here.
I never talked to somebody with a Cuban background.
You're not talking to one now because I don't know anything about it. I had a choice between Menudo and New Edition when I was growing up, and I went New Edition. So you're not talking to one now. But
trips back to Cuba.
One trip when I was 4, I don't remember any of it at all.
You still got people there or no?
I believe so. My father just went back maybe about a couple of years ago and was looking for some relatives. I think he found some in the hills somewhere. But it was just different. It was just a different experience. Like I would love to go back now before they turn it into Disneyland. But
that's the fear. Like people want to go back to the
they want to go now before
the decrepit charm of lack of maintenance.
That's right. They don't want to see McDonald's there. They don't want to see IHOP.
Yeah.
But it was just weird. I don't speak Spanish. I don't dance. My father apparently was a famous dancer.
Really? Apparently?
Apparently, when I hung out with him and we would go to like nightclubs when I was at that age.
Yeah.
They would slap me in the back of the head like, your father used to dance with 3-4 women, blah, blah, blah. He could dance his ass off. And I had to wait for the little hip hop section to come on. And then I danced and they would look at my father like, what the fuck did you do?
Why did you how come you didn't train the kid?
Yes, that's right.
You didn't teach him anything?
Nothing. Speaking Spanish, it was hard because, Mom ran the household.
Oh, she did?
My dad was the enforcer. But my mom was like, taking care of everything. So English was more prominent.
Right.
So, and then I, go outside.
Did your mom speak Spanish?
Only cállate la boca. Cállate, shut the fuck up or go give me some dinero.
Oh, so your father just got trained.
He got trained. That's right. That's right. I'm sorry, Dad. Yes.
You can have the woman, but she's not going to speak your language. So get up to speed.
Yes. My father wanted to name me Carlos, and that didn't work out. But that's good because Carlos Royo that can't speak Spanish. That'd have been devastating.
No, it's a lot of pressure.
That's yes. But I think I'm gonna take it now. I think I made a pledge to my dad.
Good luck with that.
Is it harder, you think?
I have no aptitude for it. I mean, if you got a feel for it, then maybe you'll be all right.
How do you know? Have you tried speaking a different language?
I'm shitty with grammar and English.
Yeah, I'm still working on English too.
Yeah, because like a lot of
the enunciation that I have a problem with.
But it's like a lot of it is tenses.
Yeah.
So like everything changes. Like I think if you have a fundamental understanding of grammar and you kind of have a handle on language, and I mean maybe you can do it. I don't know that I really tried. It just seemed like I
just got back from Berlin. Right, it's my first time.
What were you doing there?
I was working on this project. This director wanted to do a TV show and he wanted to shoot a teaser, and just hanging out in Berlin. Or I guess, you experience it if you travel abroad a lot. But everybody speaks like 3 languages, 4 languages. America, we just like this. What? Well, English is all we needed, so fuck off. But,
and we'll wait for someone to speak English. Like, no, I can't. When are you going to?
You fix it. You change it. So I feel a little, as I get older, I know I'm about to kick the bucket soon. And I just feel like it's ignorant that we did not explore and learn like at least 2 to 3 languages.
Well, I think it's a little, I think it is sort of ignorant, but it also has to do with the public school system. What are you going to do? I think that by nature of the intimacy of Europe, and these people are traveling from country to country, they probably have friends in other countries, and sometimes the languages are not that different.
That's right.
They kind of like, they just pick it up.
Embrace it, yeah.
They don't think about it. Here, it's like...
Well, you know, like I said, we're in L.A. We're traveling, really. 2 blocks is all Mexican.
I know.
So we can do it, too, but we just like, fuck you, speak English.
It gets late in the game.
Is it harder than...
I don't know. Try it, man. What, you can get the Rosetta Stone shit? You can get
I got the Rosetta Stone. I'm going to go to pay the $3,000 to do Berlitz or whatever that...
You are?
I'm going to do it. Cause at least I got to look at my dad like, hey, I gave it the effort. So if I don't speak it now, I can at least say, Dad, I tried.
Well, even if you learn some things.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know it conversationally.
I'm going to say his eulogy will be in Spanish.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. I'll give him his wings and speak
badly pronounced Spanish.
Yeah,
You're going to go out of your way to stumble.
Spanglish, yeah.
A Spanish eulogy.
Yes.
I like this idea that you're a nerdy kid and you're looked at as a little higher than the rest of them, but they're not beating up on you because of that.
No, they
like your parents. And
they like my parents. They like me walking around with these floor shine and double-breasted suits. They were like, yo, you're straight out of our fucking TV. What are you? I mean, you know,
your character.
I was a character, and they really kind of protected me. They really kind of.
What does that mean? Like, what you mean? You just want to go along with some shit?
Like I wanted to hang out all night in the corner and like drink a 40, mix it with the fucking pina colada bottles and James, and drink. They were like, no, drink water. No, go to the store, get us some sundews, and get us a bag of chips, and then take your ass home.
We got a lot of hope on you, kid.
Yeah, it's all riding on you.
Yeah.
It's KRS-One and Andre Royo. Let's go. So
we only get one of those every once in a while.
That's right.
And we voted you the guy.
It was amazing. It was amazing, and like even, you know.
Well, what kind of shit was going on really right there?
I get, you know, from my point of view growing up, it's just regular kid stuff. You know, a couple of shootings, couple of gangbangers, you know. One girl was burning everybody in the neighborhood. They made sure I didn't sleep with her. Like, she was hot. I was like the first double D's I ever saw in my life. I'm like this. I want her. And they would pull me over like, you stick your dick in her and it'll explode. We're not allowing you.
So burning means you're giving everybody the clap?
STD, clap, the syphilis, all of it. She had all of it. Like, she had everything. But it wouldn't stop nobody because you get really fucked up enough. You're like, I'll try. Maybe
That's how it happens.
Maybe it'll skip me.
Yeah.
Maybe if I go anal, it won't affect me. That's how we thought we were young.
That's pretty logical, I guess. Well, everybody thinks they're going to be the ones that can avoid it. Like, not everybody gets it.
Yeah, there's somebody has to be clean.
Yeah. Somebody's going to get lucky.
Yeah. And we had somebody's mom who was a nurse, so she used to have the penicillin pills. So
Is that true?
Yeah, we had somebody's mom was a nurse, and we would just go there and get like, can I get some penicillin pills?
Is that true?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So everybody
we were thinkers. It was corporate America in the hood. We knew how to fucking solve problems.
So you're a pretty good student in high school, though, right?
No, because I just took everything, you know, I took everything for granted.
Yeah.
Again, I went to an all-boys school. My mom and dad did whatever they had to do and got me into the school, Mount St. Michael Academy.
Yeah.
And they took me on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And I walked in, I'm looking at this campus, 3 football fields, 2 baseball fields. It looked like a castle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. I got there, I signed up. The principal was like, yo, you ain't got the grades, but your parents love you, and you got the look, you fucking nerd. What's wrong with you? You look like you could be Bill Gates, or he wasn't around, but you look like you could be this, a smart kid. And I went there on a Monday, trying to save a seat for a girl, and found out it was all boys, and lost my mind.
You didn't know?
I didn't know. They took me on a Sunday, and they wanted to sell the image.
That was a deal breaker.
It was a deal breaker as far as, okay, now it's my turn to pay back. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not.
Did you have to wear an outfit?
No, we just had to wear. I mean, it was picture perfect for me because there was no uniform, but you just had to wear a suit. Or, you know, like a tie.
You had suits.
I had suits for days. I told you, the teachers was like, who is this walking in looking like the dean? Who is this little motherfucker? And and I was doing good until certain things needed effort. Like, I was good in math until it became algebra, and then I didn't know why they had letters and numbers.
I have no idea.
Like, I don't know why you told me one's alphabet, one's numbers. Why are you mixing them?
Yeah.
1A plus 1B means somebody dropped the Scrabble board, and I don't know what's going on. And I didn't, and this is, I guess, a part of where I'm growing up and my friends, I did not see what being good in school was really going to evidently bring
Right.
to me.
Yeah.
Everybody was doing, construction, working, starting their own business,
Yeah.
going to the army, or selling drugs.
Yeah.
So there's nobody there that was like, I graduated magna cum laude. You know,
Right.
everybody was like, go to school. That's, 3 hours of you to do something else.
But college was necessarily, but that's usually the thing you're thinking is like college. You're going to go to college.
Well, when you start high school, about the 10th, 11th, 12th grade, that's
Yeah.
when they hit you up with the, where you going to go?
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
you going to go?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Are you prepared? You want
Yeah.
to do it? And I'm like, no, I want to be an actor. And when you say acting, they don't question how to do it. They just
Yeah.
say, you sure?
Yeah.
That's a
crazy.
hard one. I mean,
Yeah,
that's crazy talk, right? No,
Yeah, yeah.
You're not going to make it. And that
Yeah.
just motivated me, like,
When did you decide you wanted to be an actor?
I decided, like, I would say probably around 12th grade,
Yeah.
11th, 12th grade, I decided I wanted to be an actor, but didn't know what that meant.
Right.
Like, I didn't know.
Everybody wants to be an actor at some point.
I mean, I didn't know how to get there.
Yeah.
And college wasn't an ideal aspect. That was just where you had to study.
Yeah.
But acting is fun. It's
Right.
playtime. So
Right.
I would hang out in like Manhattan and just try to be discovered, like walking around up and down fucking Soho with a suit on. Like, come on. I heard about it. I go to ice cream parlor. Come on. I know. I heard the stories. You find motherfuckers, so find me. And it didn't happen. And
But
then
when did you go down the Lower East Side? When were you living there? So you went to college.
I went to college for 2 years. Came
Florida,
back-
what part?
West
Say-
Palm Beach, Florida.
What was the school?
It was a school called Northwood Institute.
And your parents were just sort of like, we're going to get you in somewhere. You did all right.
They paid the money. They bought the shit I was selling and said
Yeah.
that if I go there, it was an automotive dealership school. Right?
What?
It was an automotive dealership
How the
school.
fuck did you land on that?
Because it was the only school that first took me. and second, they had a quota. They was like, we need I was like 7 black people and I was one of 7.
For auto dealership school?
I mean, that was their main thing. I took business. I took advertising, but their main crux of the school was big dealerships teaching their kids how to take over the business. So I'm hanging out with kids that have Testarossa. What was that car called? The Testarossa?
Oh, yeah, Testarossa,
Testarossa, the Porsche. They'll be at all these dealerships. So every kid.
I've never heard of this. I never heard of a
I know.
school that the focus was car dealership.
Yeah, that's what it was. And I was the honor student for a little while because that one teacher teaching business was like, you know what, you dress really sharp.
And that's already Mark. You get high marks.
That was high marks. Just appearance sells.
Yeah.
Look the part, be the part, motherfucker. Like,
They thought you meant it.
They
You
thought I
showed
was
up
serious.
with your suits.
Yeah.
You're like, this
Yeah.
guy is going to
This
be
guy,
good.
He's gonna be big.
Now he's quota and he's good.
Yes, but then they didn't tell me that the girls would go to school with bikinis and getting ready to go to the beach and all
Yeah.
that, and that
That
tore
did
me
it?
up. That tore me up because then also the girls were like looking at me, and I had a buddy of mine that I convinced to go with me, and they were looking at us like, is it true? Like, is it true what they say about? Well, come on, let me talk to you about it. Or I hate my dad. You know
Yeah,
what would piss him off?
Yeah.
I do know what would piss him off.
I'm willing to be available
I'll
for
take
that.
care of that revenge. And that was, that really.
You had a good time.
I had a great time. It destroyed my, collegiate adventure.
But you helped a lot of girls.
I helped a lot of girls, and it prepared me. Now that I think about it, it prepared me when I came back.
Yeah.
When I went to Soho, when I finally started hanging out in the Soho area, I wasn't blown away by, how different the race was, and the whites was, accepting blacks and money and all.
But New York never really felt that way to me. You felt that?
I mean, growing in the hood, in the hood,
that's-
I would go to Arlington Avenue and get chased by some Italians, like, get the fuck out of here, monkey. Like,
Right.
you would feel it,
Right.
but it was just growing up.
Right.
It wasn't like,
Right.
oh my God. It was like, doesn't everybody go through this?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It didn't stand out as wrong.
Right.
It stood out as, what neighborhood to go to, what not to. And you go in that neighborhood, then you're wrong.
Right.
They're not wrong. You're the asshole for going in there.
But Soho's sort of like a walk-through neighborhood.
Soho was it's about money.
Yeah.
We don't care what race you are. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you standing out? And you're here for a reason.
And if you look good, that means something.
That means that you
So
get a pass.
you come back from Florida.
Like, let's say 91, because I came back, I was doing construction with my dad, and he was,
What happened to the clothing store?
at one point, it was over.
It's gone.
It's just gone. And he started doing construction, which was bigger money. I mean, I was making $22 an hour.
Well, he was contracting?
He was doing laboring,
Oh, he
cement laborer. I was local 6A. Cement laborer, and it was great. Like a 22.
So he was a union guy?
Union guy, yep.
Wow, that's a big shift from entrepreneur to cement guy.
New York City, baby. You know how it is. New York City, you can make it happen. You bump into jobs. You bump into a whole new life.
That's the one thing I've always noticed about New York. At any hour during the day, at any hour, morning, noon, or night, in the middle of the night, there's always a guy in a hole working on something.
Something needs to get done. Something needs to get done.
Something's broken in the guts of the city.
That's right. You don't know.
Yeah.
With the daytime, movies, they don't know how they live.
Yeah.
If we don't do what we do.
I love that about New York, though.
Yeah.
There's always a dude, like yelling at a guy with that hard hat
in the
on.
subway?
Yeah.
Subway,
But they're just everywhere.
4 o'clock in the morning, you see that one guy with rats around his fucking,
I've never felt safer anywhere, really.
Yeah.
I don't, like out here, it's
because
scary.
there's no isolation.
No, that's right.
It's always people around.
You just walk outside and you're part of it.
Yeah.
So early 90s, you go to the Lower East Side, you got a friend.
I got a friend and his girl is going to an acting school called HB Studios. And I say, can I go with you? And I walk over and we go to the school and I'm looking and, it's one of those, schools where, everybody got a room and they're taking, they're doing monologues, they're doing classes, and I'm sitting around like, oh, this is where you go, I guess, when you want to get started, instead of me walking up and down the block.
Waiting for somebody
to pick me.
Did you have pictures or anything?
No, I had no pictures yet. It was just like, I didn't know what to do. I was like, discover me. Let's go. And then, that started. I signed up for class there, and all of a sudden you just surround yourself with that energy. I was doing plays. I was talking to other actors.
But the Lower East Side, like at that time, like Giuliani had already come in, right? So
he came in, but they had a lot of theaters. He had like off Broadway.
Right, but there was a lot of cops around. Where were you living?
I was living, the first place I lived was 3rd between A and B, right next to the cop station, across the street from, Mama's Kitchen.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah,
no,
yeah.
No, not Mama's Kitchen. It was just a park. Mama's Kitchen was on 5th.
I loved Mama's Kitchen.
Mama's Kitchen was great. Everything tastes like garlic.
Yeah. But it was like he was like running a catering business in a restaurant.
In a storefront, yeah.
And you could go and get all this like kind of comfort food
That's
and
right.
shit. I love that place.
The mac and cheese, the mash, the string beans, the roasted chicken.
Yeah.
It was great. Yeah.
I wonder what happened to that. It didn't stay open.
It's an NYU cafeteria now.
It is?
I don't know.
Everything's
NYU bought everything.
Yeah. But so you were living down there, because I'm just trying to connect my memories, because there was just fucking heroin everywhere when I was
Save
down
the Robots.
I lived right around the corner from that.
I used to live upstairs from Delia's. You know Delia's?
Yep.
Yeah, so, and then I would go
Great neighborhood.
Great neighborhood. I mean, heroin, women.
But they were redoing the park when you were there. Like, cause when
Thompson Park?
Yeah.
It was, they were redoing the park, and I just missed that. I just missed
the protest and
that
everything?
whole big thing.
I was there for that.
See,
yeah, the squatters were pissed. The people that lived in tents were pissed. Yeah, and there was a lot of action. Yeah. But Giuliani just crushed everything.
We had the squirrels on crack. They used to attack the people. I mean,
crack squirrels.
Crack squirrels was crazy. And all the squatters. I know squatters must be mad now, because I was just thinking about that. Squatting and illegal sublets just turned into Airbnbs. I mean, they just make a way. Why these make a way to make money, make it corporate?
Well, I don't recognize that neighborhood anymore. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but certainly all that
different.
It's different because everybody who was sort of like, they moved everybody who lived in New York out of New York. And in a weird way, the people that
they didn't move them, they kicked them out.
They kicked them out.
They drew the line. If you cannot afford it,
that's
get
right.
out.
But it's sort of sad. That's the saddest part about it. Is like you could always see people that still had rent control apartments and still had subsidized housing that were sort of integral to the way the city felt.
Yeah.
And now it's like no one. They're all gone. Where the hell they live? In Staten Island, Brooklyn, wherever.
Well, Brooklyn's getting turned out.
Yeah.
And the Bronx is getting turned out.
Where the hell are the people that run the city going to live?
I think we're eating them. We're eating the people.
Soylent Green. That's right. But
I always tell people now, when I'm hanging out and talking, they say, yo, do you miss New York? And I just tell them, I say, I miss New York most when I'm in New York. Because that New York doesn't exist anymore.
It's weird,
the New York that we know.
It's weird, right?
It is weird. It's weird, sad. Sad is wrong, because I know, the next generation, like my daughter and all that, they're going to experience a New York that we don't know. And I guess our parents said the same thing to us. So,
But were you ever a party guy though?
Yeah. Nels, The World, MKs,
Nels.
Rex.
I had
Nels is the best.
It wasn't really my thing.
No, okay.
But, I was never a club guy because I was doing comedy, but I met a dude. I went to Nels once for whatever fucking reason. I don't even know why I went there. I ended up having one of the worst nights of my life, smoking cocaine with some dude I met at Nels who said he was in advertising. So I ended up at his apartment with these two girls, and he's basing.
Thank God you put the girls in the story, because I got nervous for you.
Oh, no, no. The girls were there, but I didn't. He was using me. Like to get, I don't know how I just remember there was something creepy about it. Yeah. Like, I was still using, so it was crazy. He's like, you think you get those girls to come with us? I'm like, well, he's got cocaine.
I'll make you laugh. That's what's great about those clubs in New York, where, there's so many different experiences.
Yeah.
I didn't have that experience.
Yeah.
But you can see it. Like, I look at you like this. Well, that motherfucker's fucked up.
Yeah, he's in trouble.
He's about to get turned out. That dude about to get turned out. That dude, he don't know he's talking to a girl right now. He has no idea he's about to grab some balls right now. Watch this. And everybody had a different experience because just the energy and so many people were there. I guess, our parents had Studio 54.
I guess so.
We had Studio 54. If Studio 54 blew up, it was Nels, The World, MK. It wasn't never just one place. We had so many.
But that was part of your life.
That was part of my life.
Running around.
Then I became a doorman for a club called the Cheetah Club.
I remember that place.
And it was big. That's when hip hop was in the full explosion.
Right.
And black people just had a lot of money. Every hip hop guy had a lot of money. And the Cheetah Club every Mondays.
Where was that?
That was on 21st between Broadway and maybe.
So you working the door every Monday?
I was the guy like this. You can come in. You got to change your clothes. You got to change your clothes. Get out. Your girl can come in. And I used to get.
Your girl can come in.
Your girl can come in. We'll take care of her. But you, really? You come on. Go.
What was it? What was the criterion?
For single guys, if a guy was coming, he had to come with at least 3 or more girls, or we can't let him in. Or, girls can always come in if they, if they looking hot, they look sexy. And, the ballers, all the Knick players would come, Puffy and all those guys would come. This was the prime,
you let them in.
I let them in. I got beat up a couple of times, cause I would let the rap artists in, but the producer or the manager, who I didn't know, who's not recognizable, I'd be like, nah, my man, get the fuck out,
You got beat up?
I got slapped up a couple times. There's nothing worse than a 5'2" braces, glasses dude telling you can't come into the club. That's gonna work.
Braces?
I had braces, I had the clear ones when they first started, and so when you drank something, it turned yellow, so my teeth was fucked up. But I got my first acting job working at the door.
Now, were you already in school?
I was in school. I was doing a couple of plays. I had the energy where people knew me from coming off Broadway, like La Mamas and PS 122.
You did shows there?
Did shows there.
What were some of the plays you were doing?
Like sketch comedy, all original works.
By who?
By all of, the writers, the theater groups. You had that one writer who stayed up all night writing about, chicks with dicks and, you tell a joke. But a girlfriend of mine was, dating John Singleton, kind of seeing him. And he was casting a movie called Shaft. And she was like, hey, listen, we're going to come to the club tonight. Make a spectacle. Yeah. I told him you're an actor, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm telling everybody at the door, it's closed. It's a party. It's shut down. The fire marshal just came. We can't let nobody in.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Hey, Mr. Singleton, move, people. Yeah. Come on in. And he was like, oh, thank you so much. My girl tells me that you're an actor. I'm like, yeah, I do my thing. And he was like, I'm doing this, movie Shaft. Why don't you come in and audition?
What was that? That was with Samuel Jackson?
Sam Jackson, right. Jeffrey Wright, Tony Collette. It was a big joint. And I walked in, I got the audition. I auditioned like about 2 or 3 times. And John Singleton, he liked what I was doing. I only knew that one Spanish line. So I kept saying, "Cállate la boca, tú eres mi puñeta, coño." And he was like, wow, you speak Spanish. I'm like, yeah, I do. Sure. I do. Whatever you need, John. Whatever you need, baby.
I learned it.
And so I didn't get the part.
Right.
Didn't get the part. And then I was coming out of a club called Bungalow. Remember Bungalow? Bungalow 8? Mm-mm. Bungalow 8 the club. I came out the club and John Singleton was there and he looked at him kind of weird like, oh, this fucking guy's going to yell at me because he didn't get the part and whatever. Yeah. And I go up to him and I'm like, hey, look, I'm not mad I didn't get the part. That's nothing to do with you. I hope the movie does well. That means you'll get another movie. Yeah. And maybe we'll work.
Right.
Cool. And he was like this. He's like, wow, I like that. Thank you so much. I'm like, cool. And then one day, like about a month later, I get a call and it's John Singleton saying, yo, my actor dropped out. Come in. It's your part. And I was like, cool. And I went in there and everybody was mean to me because they didn't know who the fuck I was.
And they've been working with the other guy?
They've been working with the other guy. And apparently Shaft had so many problems. People were dropping out, coming in.
Oh, really?
It was supposed to be a mess. I don't know. But when I got there.
How big of a part was it?
It was decent.
Yeah.
It was enough to get me recognized. It was enough for people to go, hey, look at Tattoo.
Shaft.
Yo, what's up? It was one of those parts. And it was cool, but it was the first time, your mom and dad and all your friends are sitting, all the cats from the neighborhood like, see, we did that. Yeah. We got you there, motherfucker.
Yeah, we made sure you didn't get in trouble.
Made sure you didn't do any dirt, and look at you now. You're a superstar, you're rich. I'm like, no.
You're rich.
That money spent.
Give me some money.
Yeah. I drive a Yaris with no hubcaps. Come on. But, it was, that part really cemented that I was going to be committed to going for it. Like, I'm an actor now, a working actor, and I wasn't going to do anything else.
Singleton, he did Boys in the Hood, right?
Yeah.
And then he did, like, that movie, Baby Boy, I fucking love that.
That was great.
It's like, I don't know, one ever talks about it. I think it's a fucking masterpiece.
Underrated. It was a great, great story, and it was
was so beautifully
Poignant.
shot.
Yes, it was you felt that love relationship between Taraji and Tyrese.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was.
good one.
I mean, I'm astounded by that movie, and I talk about it like, and no one's ever seen it.
No, it didn't. I mean, for some reason, Singleton, after Boys in the Hood, he had a couple of movies that didn't do well. So when Baby Boy came out, it didn't get that. If Baby Boy would have came out right after Boys in the Hood, he probably would have got nominated.
But it was just one of those movies where because I don't know the black experience, and for me, you know, I don't know what the black community thought about that movie, but for me, it was like it seemed to me it'd be a reasonable, you know, representation of a struggle,
Yeah.
you know, within that community, and like for me, it felt like, you know, I had a window in somehow.
That's right. It was. I mean, y'all had, you know, white people had The Way We Were.
Yeah.
We have Baby Boy. It's the same story. The same story. It's a love story.
But were there movies that, you know, you grew up with because of that I wouldn't know? I mean, like within the community that were sort of, you know, standard bearers? Is that a weird question?
I don't. No, it's not a weird question. I just, you know, it's a question that, you know, you needed like
As professor
you
answer?
need to open up that Jameson and have some smoke right now and be like, you know what it is? You know what really moved me? That Car Wash. Car Wash was that movie, brother. That they was talking about the middle class, the economical struggle, and the never say die attitude that we had to have as we washed your fucking car.
Okay,
yeah,
I get it.
you know,
Yeah.
and you know, Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
They were the dudes that really was.
What were those?
setting up,
Those were great movies.
Uptown Saturday Night.
Right.
Let's do it again.
Yeah, let's do it again.
You know, they were the ones that were really speaking to us that, you know, we can share our experience and make money.
Yeah.
I guess the one movie that really stood out, that really kind of shown so closely to what I grew up would probably be Coolie High.
I don't even know that movie.
Coolie High was big. Coolie
High.
Coolie High.
I kind of remember it.
Yeah, Coolie High was big, and it was that neighborhood of blacks going to school, not really learning nothing, but socially learning everything.
Yeah.
Learning how to be a man.
Right.
You know, you go to school, it wasn't really about for us, it wasn't really about the education of the books. It was the education of how you handle yourself.
Right.
Around challenges and around other people. And do you step on somebody who wants to learn? No, you let that motherfucker learn. Tease him a little bit, but let him learn. Like, don't interfere with somebody else's dream.
Right.
Go for yours. And it was Coolie High was probably the number one movie that we all felt.
Right.
Expressed our come up.
And also, and again, made you feel like, well, I could do that.
I could do that, yes.
Yeah.
That was the one time I didn't know what was going on with me, but I was like, I want to be part of that. The movie, the white movie that made me say I could do that, or the power of the cinema was Rocky.
Yeah.
Because we grew in the Bronx. We had a theater called the Melba Theater, and we would go there in the afternoon. And I remember it was like, 4 chicken wings, French fries, some pizza. We go in there,
God. Yeah,
and watch Rocky. Yeah. And towards the end of the movie, I was just like, I couldn't believe that the whole theater full of black people was rooting for Rocky.
Yeah.
Come on, beat the fuck out of Apollo Creed. I'm like, why? What happened to us? Why are we rooting for the white guy? And, I walked out like, that's movie magic right there. That right there. Cause Apollo Creed wasn't a bad guy. He wasn't evil.
Yeah.
He was like Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
But we were like, kill him, Rocky. Get him.
That's real magic.
I haven't felt that kind of movie magic in a long ass time.
I like that you brought the food in the theater. I was living in Astoria, and there was a theater around the corner from me where like the people in the neighborhood, they literally just short of bringing barbecues in.
Yo, set up a table. Set up a table. They do that. Now they got that dining theater for $40. I'm like, no. I go to the ArcLight still and bring that goddamn tender greens. I get the tender greens. I go in there about that. I saw Godzilla with fucking tuna and kale salad.
Oh, you're that smelly motherfucker eating the tuna
I'm that
fish.
guy. I'm that guy right behind you.
You're the guy that brings the smelly food on the plane.
Yeah. Yes,
all right. But all right. So when you go to this acting school, how long a program was that? 2 years?
No, the acting school, HB Studios is year round. I mean, you just take classes.
You just take classes.
Yeah, there's no graduation, none of that. You just take classes.
Now, like when I talk to actors, because it's hard for me. I'm doing a little acting myself on my own show.
You're doing a great job.
Well, thank you.
That's you're acting, or is there a script?
Well, there's a script, yeah.
Okay, then you're acting.
Yeah, I'm definitely acting. I mean, I know I'm playing myself, but that doesn't mean nothing.
That's kind of hard.
It's really
harder. Because you don't want script supervisor, somebody going, I'm not believing you. I'm playing myself. No, I'm not buying it.
You gotta sell it, man.
Yeah.
Well, figuring out but being acting is acting. I can't just be myself. Like, yeah, you can't. Well, no, that's not true.
No, you can't.
I can. Yeah, I mean,
you just gotta do it 5 times.
Right.
You gotta do it for the close-up, the wide shot, the over-the-shoulder shot. You just gotta do it a lot more.
That's right. But
And be repetitive, so you get a little...
and not be aware of it.
Yeah, and not be aware of the camera right in front
Right.
of you. Yeah.
That, I mean, I think that's weirdly the trickiest thing. I think that's something either you have or you don't have. If you're not able to focus in on what's going on with all that bullshit going on around you,
Yeah.
if you just can't do that, you're fucking out.
You're fucking... You know what? You're fucking out, but not over. I will say this. I'm still learning, and I find it harder. I'm still learning how to cope with that medium. I like theater. Theater, I love theater. 'Cause theater it's all in. I know the whole script in my head.
Yeah.
I did the muscle memory. I did the crazy, a lot more rehearsals.
Yeah.
But it's in there. And once you step on stage,
It goes.
you're telling a story and nobody can stop you.
That's right. There's no
cut. There's no nothing. You're either gonna fuck up or you're gonna do it great. And then afterwards, you're gonna have a drink and be told off like, what the fuck was that line? You just act like, whatever it is, it's spiritually satisfying. In television, you know, back then, we have a joke. Like, we didn't look at TV or movie actors as actors. We're like, what the fuck, you need a close-up?
So your real thing was theater initially?
My real thing was theater, and still is. I still love that medium more.
But
For the art, for the craft.
But so, okay, let's go back a minute. So you're taking these classes.
Yeah.
And what I was going to say is that what was the most important lesson that you learned initially that was the first mind blower? Like, you knew you wanted to be an actor and you liked being on stage, but what was the first tool that, you know,
the first tool that blew my mind, because I talk a good talk. And again, let's be clear. I
Yeah.
said acting because I didn't want to be asked questions about what kind of career I wanted.
Right.
So I wanted to act, but it was also a scapegoat. What blew my mind when I started going to classes was the people telling me that I was good.
Right.
That I had something that they would always tell me that you can't teach, which is presence.
Yeah.
That I have to look at you.
Yeah.
I gotta see what you're doing.
Right.
And that all of a sudden hits you with a responsibility.
Right.
All of a sudden you have no escape of I'm really
They're looking at me.
Yeah, I'm really good. Like I have no reason to fail but myself. Oh, that's fucking great.
Yeah.
Because you're waiting for somebody to say, nah, you're too short.
Yeah.
Or you're too this or you're too that.
Right. You need work on this.
Yeah, you know.
But you can just show up and people are looking at you.
People are looking at me. And that was kind of cool and kind of scary.
Yeah.
But then after that, just the hardest part, and I tell people when they ask me, when I'm talking to younger cats, just that that perseverance, acting in New York and doing the theater and all that. Yo, there's no money, there's nothing, and being in your 20s with no money, but being an actor or an artist,
right?
It takes that. Some people call it crazy,
right?
Some people call it passion,
right?
But it's a mind fuck.
Yeah, because it's not like it does. You can be great and not necessarily rewarded with money.
Yeah, you can pay no bills.
Right.
Eat out the fucking trash, or working on the subway and putting the hat down.
That's right. It's not necessarily a meritocracy. It's not like you get so good they're like, all right, you're ready. Yeah. It's just still a roll of the fucking dice.
That's right.
And there's still a luck component, a timing component. No matter if you're genius.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
And that's tricky.
So that stuck to me where I'm like, you know what, once you're all in, my lady that I was with at the time, who was my wife now, at one point she asked me, like, how long are you going to do this acting? Cause you could be broke. Like, how long? And I had to really look at her like, that's a legitimate question, baby.
Yeah.
Like, get off me. That's a legitimate question, baby. Yeah. But here's the real question. It's not how long I'm going to be an actor, because that's it. I'm all in.
Yeah.
I can make it or not, but I love this feeling. It's how long do you want to be fucking with an actor? That's a question you have to ask yourself. Yeah. Now, and if you say, I'm in, cool. If you say no, I understand. I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be hurt. Yeah. But I'm going to move on. Right. And I don't want to, but it's a question you ask yourself.
But you turned it on her, which is interesting because what you were saying is like, I love you, but this is more important than you.
Well, not more important, but this is what I choose to do.
Okay.
And I guess, and this is where you have relationships issues where you think about, like, you're asking somebody, look, come along on my dream. I don't know what you're doing right now. I don't know what you want to be, but if you're hanging with me, I want to be an actor.
Yeah.
And those days she would come home and I'm on the PlayStation like, yo, what's up, baby? Yo, what's for lunch? Listen, I sold the Mary J. Blige CD. I got rid of that so we can get this fucking pizza for the guys came over, and she would be like, this mother, the the fuck? What the fuck is going on?
Thank God you made it because
Yeah, thank God.
if you start to lose your faith in your desired
That's
profession,
right. That's right.
then you're gonna have to answer to her for the rest of your.
Well, not
fucking
answer
life.
her because she'd be gone.
Maybe, or she would be like, "I'm done with this shit," and clearly you don't have it.
That's
so
right.
you better go find something to do.
That's right. So I wouldn't have to answer to her. I'd be gone. I'd be like this. I'd be sitting there like Steve Martin the jerk in the box. Like, yo, what do I have? Yeah.
So
But
the theater thing, though, that's interesting to me. But in terms of outside of just going all in,
yeah.
did you have to learn how to listen? Did you have to learn,
Yes.
what were the exercises that you went through? Because you're a natural performer. I mean,
yeah.
I've talked to a lot of actors, and you're a lot more lively on the inside than some of them.
Right. They took a lot of punishment. They look at the closed doors and the IMDb fucking chart punishes a lot of actors where they get dead inside.
No, I don't know. I think sometimes they're
Or they reserved, or they have to save it.
They're empty vessels. A lot of times, it's not even a negative thing. But I think there are some people that are great actors that are not complicated. They don't have a lot of mess going on upstairs. And I'm not saying you have a lot of mess.
I don't know where the compliment is right now.
It's coming. It's coming.
All right, good.
You are an authentic character yourself.
Yes. Okay.
So what you're going to bring to a role is going to be some version of this fire that you got
right.
inside
Which is
of you.
good and bad.
Yeah.
It's good and bad.
Sure.
It limits the roles. But yes, you had to relearn how to be organically present. It was saying like, yes, you had to learn how to listen, not be there like, I know what I'm going to do. It's
coming.
Hurry up with your line. Hurry up. And I'm going to say this line this way, and it's going to be magic. I don't even care about the characters. So the character's supposed to be this way. I'm going to say it this way. You had to learn how to implement who you are without it taking away from who you're playing.
Right.
And
also taking away from necessarily the show itself.
The story.
I mean, because like a ham's a ham.
A ham's a ham. And, well, you know what? On theater, I love it. On the movie game, they can get rid of that ham. A couple of cuts, and all of a sudden the ham is gone, whether you know it or not. I look at a movie like this. I have 4 more scenes. What the fuck happened? What happened to my scenes?
What happened to the good one?
Yeah.
This is the only one they got.
That's another thing about the process in film and television that blew me away. To realize that it's not in your control.
Dude.
Once you put it in the can, your job is done, but your job is
all they
really
care about
done.
is coverage.
Yeah.
And then they're like, they want to have a lot to work with in the editing room.
That's right.
You're better off on an indie film where it's like, we only got 3 days.
You got 2 takes, and I'll save one. Second time, And then it was strangely enough, you do, in the film and TV world, I would do a scene, or I'll do a monologue or a moment beautifully. People crying, and then somebody come up like, yeah, but your collar's inside out. You have the drink in the wrong hand.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And that
Continuity, man.
That would drive me crazy.
Yeah, script supervisor will fuck you.
Fuck you all up. And then I realized, the way we used to laugh at back in the day, we used to laugh at movie and TV actors like y'all aren't real.
Yeah.
We had to give them a lot more compliment because, again, like you said, you got to do it 5 times.
Professional.
And you got to do it. And it might not be about you. You might have just, that whole scene might be fucked up.
Yeah.
Because Pop forgot to put the hammer back on the desk. You're just like, what the fuck? It's my world! So.
But when you did theater, what were some of the roles that where did you do Broadway?
Never got to Broadway. When I started doing theater, Broadway was all singing and dancing and cats, and I wasn't.
No, you never done any of that?
I never did any of that. I did like Broadway for the 24-hour plays. They have these little celebrity 24-hour plays.
Right.
At the American Airlines Theater on Broadway, but never got to Broadway.
But what were some of the roles that you played off Broadway that you were like, this is the shit? I mean, what were you ever cast completely against type where it was so challenging that you had to shut down?
I guess, I played it's one thing called Happy Pills, where I played this real bipolar, mentally disturbed, depressed, suicidal man who had to, find himself before he, killed himself, and shit like that. Again, on stage with no music and no close up, and you just really had to implement, your thought process and get it out there. It was challenging. The experience was always something phenomenal and something like life altering because you was doing it like 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And trying to keep it fresh and new every time.
Yeah.
Presented its own challenges. And it was amazing. It was amazing, and then she got pregnant. And I was like, okay, I gotta pay a bill. Gotta pay a bill. Let's go to film and television right away. My picture, my photograph in the cleaners doesn't mean shit. I need real.
How many kids you got?
I got one.
Uh-huh.
One daughter.
Is that it?
That's
gonna be it?
I think so, man. It's hard.
You grew up only child.
I grew up an only child, so I don't know nobody knows what we're missing. We're just living it. It's our world.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this is probably, that's the hardest challenge, and then looking at it every once in a while when you're having a Jack and Coke, you're like, this is the most important thing in the world. Like this.
What, the Jack and Coke?
Well, yes, at that time, yes. But just having a kid, having a child, all of a sudden you have this thing that you are creating and you are in charge of, and you are implementing everything that you think you know,
right?
And trying to create a being or help, establish a being to go on and live, and it's daunting. It's daunting. It's scary. And right now my daughter's 16, and I've always heard parents talk about 16 is a hard age, and I'm getting a lot of feedback from my daughter, a lot of shit talking and everything. But I think what's scaring me the most is I feel like I'm running out of time. And that's what parents look at. They look at that kid like the mirror, like, oh shit, she's 6. Did I teach her everything?
Yeah.
Does she know everything, or did I just fuck this up?
How old is she now?
16.
Oh,
I'm running out of time. I only got like 2 years left.
No, you're out of time.
I'm done. Don't say that. Fuck. Okay, then I might have another kid. It's when you look at it like this, okay? Now that I know what not to do, let me get another shot at this.
No, she's 16. It's all the wiring has been put in.
Oh, man.
You're going to have to hope for the best now.
I got to hope.
And when she makes mistakes, you got to be there to go like, it's okay,
it's all right. It's my fault. At the end of the day, it's my fault.
And
there's that one asshole guy like, I'll rewire her, Dad.
Yeah.
That's what I got to look forward to now, the hot wire dude.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, being a hot wire dude or having been that yourself.
Yes.
They're going to come.
Sins of the father. Sins of the father. How about you? Do you have any kids?
No.
Did you that on purpose? Did you pull out national?
Well,
pull out
I am a big puller outer,
nice.
No, I was married twice. I didn't have kids. It was not a priority for me somehow.
Okay.
I guess I'm just too selfish, or I didn't think I could handle it.
You start shaking while you're talking.
I know, man. It's there's part of me that thinks like I should have done it, but I think that things happen for a reason.
That's right.
I'm a very anxious guy.
That's right.
I'm a very panicky guy. Things get a little out of hand for me pretty quickly. So.
I think you should be honored. There was one comedian I heard, Dove. His name was Dove something. I don't know.
Davidoff.
Davidoff,
yeah.
He had a what do you call it?
You remind me of him.
What do you call that thing when you go up there? He had a set. He had a set,
yeah.
and he said that, National Pullout Day. Those guys should be, those guys who know that they're not ready for parenthood and they pull out, they should be rewarded too. They should be celebrated because they're our own heroes on not having too many asshole kids running around.
That's right.
And so I celebrate you, sir.
Well,
there should be a date.
Thank you very much.
Maybe this date is the date.
Every day's our day. That's when we talk to you guys. We're going, I hope I did it right.
I hope I did it. I pulled out, yes. So yeah, it's one kid is cool. I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time with her. I'm learning a lot. Hopefully I'm teaching a lot, and it's fun to watch her and see.
And she's a good kid.
Yeah. I think, these kids, they seem different. These kids seem like a lot more connected to who they are.
Yeah.
And what their worth is.
Right.
I've seen so many.
They're less like caring. They seem a little more free. They're more well adjusted.
Yeah. Either that or they're twisted geniuses where they say, you know what? I'm not built for that world. So I'm going to create this new world where I don't got to talk to nobody. I can just tweet them. I can just Instagram. I can create
just text.
I can create different characters for different people.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're doing. They're building this world where they say, you know what? Looks like you guys with all your interaction, you're telling us we should do this, and this. You got the world fucked up. Yeah. It's not like all your actions got this world in a great place.
Right.
So how about we do this? We're gonna make it different, and and if you don't get it, you don't get it. But it's a more what do you call it? Social media.
Yeah.
It's a whole new thing.
They're more connected but less connected.
Exactly.
It's weird.
And it might be a good thing. It might save the planet.
We'll see.
Who knows?
I don't know. I have no idea. Old ways die hard.
They do die hard. Yes.
So, all right. So you did a lot of television. I mean, when you just said you were going to do television, you did television. I did a lot of New York television. You did Law and Order.
Every Law and Order. That stayed every black actor. Law and Order was the staple to every black actor. That was the first time I did the Rat Frank. Like, I know who did it.
Yeah.
And they loved the way I pointed. And they were like this. All right, Law and Order SVU, Law and Order Criminal Intent. And it's the same character. Different orange jumpsuit. I know who did it. No, that dude right there. I got you. Yo, all of them. And New York Undercover.
Yeah.
And I did that. My first TV job was Law and Order, where the girl to this black dude that was a cop was going to the HB studios and got me a job. I was an extra in the courtroom. And I knew I was going to be a big star because I was the extra in the courtroom. And when they said, he's guilty, I was like, well, I'm not. Well, everybody's just doing the same. I jumped up, oh my God, and walked out. And the director was like, what are you doing? And I was like, well, shouldn't somebody be mad at it? Like, I'm just acting. And they're like, okay, go back into holding. You go back into holding. But the guy, I forgot the actor's name, the black dude who got me the job, I told him, and he was like this, you did the right thing. You did. Fuck, don't be an extra no more. Don't be an extra no more. No, nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't suit you.
Yeah.
And I realized, oh, okay, that's right. I need bigger. I need to talk. And, then after that, it was like, I think Law and Order again, because they would recycle us.
Yeah.
They would just, one day I was, perp number 1, and the next day I was.
But did you have the same sort of aggravation that some other black actors have? It's like, how do I get out of this?
Not at that time.
Yeah.
No, because, I say now, I was more stereotyped as unemployed than I was as convict number 2.
Right.
So convict number 2 was okay.
Right.
Only after like about a year and a half did you go like this? Okay, I don't want to be in jail no more. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to come out of jail, and I don't want to be in jail already. Give me something else. And they were like, no, like no. I didn't realize that. A lot of actors out there who doing theater, and doing off Broadway. Just understand there's a certain freedom to that because your money is coming from another place.
Yeah.
So that you can say, I'm not doing that part.
Right.
I'll do that part.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll do this.
Yeah.
Because you didn't care.
Right.
But once you start paying bills with acting, you say no until you have to say yes. You say no until your daughter's like, Dad, my shoes are too tight.
And also a casting director going, he's difficult.
He's difficult. Yeah. Or he say no. Okay. You say no 3 times. And they'll say,
you're right.
Next.
Yeah. Don't even call him.
Yeah.
He's got
Where's Nick Cannon? Where's Lemon Tate? Next. Come on. Move on. And so, you get to a point where, of course, you say, okay, I want to do something like The Wire. I love the fact that people really embrace this.
Well, that
show.
was a career-changing turn for you.
Everything.
I mean, like once I locked into that thing.
Yeah.
Because I came to it later. I didn't watch it when it was on. It required too much attention.
Yeah.
When it was on, it's like you miss one episode, and I'm like, where are we?
What's going on?
Yeah,
my subtitle thing is not working. I don't understand what these fucking black people are saying. I need a subtitle.
Well, it wasn't that. It was just that you really had to start at the beginning like a book.
That's right. Yeah.
And I sat there for like 2 weeks, and I watched the entire fucking thing. Like I got it all, rented it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. The character of Bubbles is really the only fucking character in the entire city that changes for the better. That the only guy that at the end of everything, after all is said and done, you're like, that guy, he's all right.
That guy,
he made it.
Look, he's having dinner with his sister.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, I don't remember any other characters, evolving to it. Like, maybe I'm wrong. I'm trying to remember, but your character, from where you were at the beginning, this spineless junkie.
Well, we're never spineless. I don't know if spineless is the.
Well, you need the dope, so you did what you had to do.
Yes. It takes a lot of courage. Nah.
Your character is really the way they closed the series in my memory.
Yeah.
Was that that the one guy that was sort of pivotal in all this stuff and sort of the eyes of the world on some level, who was really the most tragic character in some ways personally, was able to transcend that. It was emotionally devastating.
Well, again. What was great about David Simon and the creators of the show, and just the audience being drawn into the show and these characters, what's great about hearing you say that is our expectations. Because if you look at it, you just said, my character seemed to have gotten, was the arc and gotten better only because of everything that I've been through, that character's been through. The way David Simon ended it was, you didn't see me as the president. You didn't see me having a fucking CEO job.
Right.
You saw me go upstairs and have a dinner with my sister.
I'm getting choked up thinking about it. Yeah.
That's small.
She wouldn't let you in the house.
She wouldn't let me in. And all she did was open that door. And since that reward was so little but poignant, it made it feel like Bubbles has changed. Like, we don't know. Season 6, I'll probably be a junkie again.
Sure.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But just seeing that small step, I think we all look at people and ourselves as, we haven't made it or we're not successful unless we have this big thing.
Right.
But it's these little victories that are important to embrace,
Yeah.
Like in connecting it to my daughter, you try so hard for perfection that you forget to enjoy the good.
Yeah.
You know, you forget to enjoy the excellence.
You're always thinking about more.
You could have did better. You could have did better.
Yeah.
You got 99.
Yeah.
What the fuck, was you sleeping on that one?
That's bad. Sleeping on that one.
Did you go back and double check? You just so happy you finished the test, you just handed it in, right?
At 99.
No double check. Come on. You know. So yeah. So it was a great experience, and even now it's still a great experience because a lot of people got to it late. And we, just the DVD and the on-demand really has...
What changes everything.
Yeah, it has people coming to me now, or different countries or whatever, saying, hey, Bubs, blah, blah, blah. Third season of The Wire, I had a meltdown. Third season, I was like, oh my God, if I gotta get high, or if I gotta be sleeping in the row house again, the junkie thing got to me. And then
why? Because it was exhausting?
Exhausting. It's not a great, it's not a great headspace. You know, if you're acting and this is a thing that it's a career changer. Like, I felt the weight of, this is the first time I've been a character and people, it
with
means something with depth. I stayed in. I did that Daniel Day-Lewis shit, like, to a extent. I didn't go Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
But I was in character. And I was in the, one bedroom apartment with a mattress.
Yeah.
Laying around trying to, stay connected to that lifestyle. And all the rest of my castmates are hanging out, partying, drinking champagne.
Yeah.
And being drug dealers and having a lot of,
Yeah.
But it was hard, and then you start to fear, is this the box I'm putting myself into? For black
career-wise,
yeah, for black actors, a junkie or playing a homosexual, they were like career, death.
Right.
You're not gonna work again,
right?
And you start thinking about that, like, oh my God, what am I doing?
Yeah.
So I had a meltdown, and there's certain actors like Sam Jackson who just came in and embraced me and was like, yo, shut the fuck up.
Like, during your meltdown?
Yeah, like
where did he come in?
Well, off when you're not shooting.
Yeah.
I would go to different hang out.
You were hanging out with him?
Yeah, I bumped into him, and he one of our directors, Clark Johnson, was directing SWAT.
Uh-huh.
And was like, yo, why don't you come to LA, come hang out, come to set. And I came to set, and Sam Jackson was like, the first time I really met him, he was like, gave me a hug and was like, yo, you're doing a great job. And I'm talking to Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
And he said I'm doing a great job. I know his past.
Yeah.
If I convince him, this is fucking Gator. If I convince him, this is great. And I got a chance to feel, he had that kind of personality where you felt like you can talk to him.
Well, what'd you say to him?
I just say, yo, man, what do I do after this? Like this heroin addict. And I feel like I'm in a box. Like, people only see me in this one way.
Yeah.
And he was like, wait, so you're complaining because they know your name and they know your character? Like, I've been in 100 movies with people that they don't know who they are. They've been in 100. You shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You have an iconic character that people will always remember you by because of what you did and how you played it. You can't complain. All you can do is you keep doing what you do, and every character you get, whether it's the same or not, you bring your A game. And sooner or later, it'll change. Yeah. But other than that, shut the fuck up. And I was like, well, all right, well, give me Tarantino's number and hook me up, motherfucker.
Yeah. But he seems like he'll do just about anything now.
He's a cool, well, anything is better than what he used to do.
That's right.
So he will stay working.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's important.
That's important. And it just.
So what happened on the show, though? So you have this meltdown. Did you approach the creators and say, like, what is this?
No. I never approached you never approached the money. I wasn't that crazy. I didn't have that much of a meltdown. I didn't flip out on the set. I just had like little depression, anxiety and depression, and just talk to other actors.
But this is before you knew how that character would turn out.
Yes. And then when I found out, again, another crazy, like, almost just weird sabotage or whatever, or authenticity. I don't even know the right word for it, but towards the 5th season, I had to sit down with the creator of the show because I felt the real Bubbles passed away. It was a real Bubs. He was a informant for one of the creators of the show, Ed Burns, who was a cop, and Bubbles passed away of AIDS. And when I found out that I might live, I felt like it was unfair. Mm-hmm. I was like, our show is known for being great, for being authentic, being real, and we're playing these real characters. I think it's a little unfair that my character lived. Now, I don't want to cut my money, but at that time, I'm like, you know what? Is this right? Are we doing the right thing?
Yeah.
And David Simon's great. David Simon was like, at the end of the day, I've just dragged these people out of the audience to look at a piece of our world with this dark, depressed, nothing's ever gonna change mentality.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers gotta get out of the bed. there's got to be some sort of hope. There's got to be some glimpse, and it's all we need as people.
And you're it.
And Bubs was it. And Bubs was the one that said, you know what? Let him go have a wing dinner with his fucking sister. Let him go eat.
That's hope enough.
That's hope enough. And you said it, right? That was, for you, it was like, oh my God, look at Bubs. He's on the stairs.
Yeah.
And but there was moments where I felt that was unfair. There was moments where I felt like
to the memory of the real guy.
Yes, to the memory of the real guy, because his shooting in Baltimore was so phenomenal. And I'm chasing the dragon now when you look for different shows. There's never going to be, so far there's never been a show or an experience doing a show when everything was just so incredible. Like the actors, there was no ego. Everybody was like, hey, I know you, I kind of know you. Like everybody was starting. It was like everybody's brand new start. That never really happens on TV. There's got to be a star first.
Right.
But everybody's brand new. Then you're in Baltimore on location. Like there was no sets.
Yeah.
They rip up in the row house and like, okay, clean it up a little bit. All right, fuck it, Bubs. Just go in.
Yeah.
I did one scene where
in real filth.
Yeah. One scene where I'm crawling on a roof and like I got stuck with a needle because it's there.
Get
I'm
the
like,
fuck out of here.
I'm like, oh shit. Oh, can you finish the scene? We got medic right there. Just finish the scene. I'm like, oh shit. Like,
and then you gotta go get an AIDS test.
Then you go get shot and all that stuff. And then, David Simon was smart where, whoever you were doing a scene with, there were real life personas around you. Like if I'm doing a scene where I'm doing something, there's a real recovered or junkie around.
Yeah.
Or when you're a gangbanger, there's a real gangbanger playing,
you got Steve Earle. He's a real recovered junkie.
Real dude.
Yeah.
Funny about him, that kept accountability was I didn't know who he was.
Right.
And I go to, I'm having a good time, like, I'm killing it, boy. Who's my scene partner today? Who am I working with? And they point out Steve Earle, and I'm like this, who the fuck is that? Like that dude? I don't want my scene fucked up. Like I want my scene to work, and we do a blocking rehearsal, and he couldn't walk and say his line.
Yeah.
Like he would stop and forget.
Yeah.
And I'm like this, oh my God, I gotta carry this fucking scene.
Yeah.
And David Simon was like, do you know who that is? I'm like, nah, I know he's the guy who don't know how to fucking say his line. That's what I know. And he's like, okay. And he had somebody bring over all of a sudden a box full of CDs. Yeah. I didn't know he had like 40 CDs.
Oh, yeah,
He's like the Bob Dylan of someone. And I'm like, this is that dude? And I'm playing it, I'm listening, I'm like, oh my God. So I go to him now, I'm like this, how am I doing? Am I doing okay? Do you believe me as Bubs? Did I do too much shaking here? He's a great dude.
Yeah, he is.
And it was beautiful.
I can't imagine the two of you together because he's a talker.
We had a good time.
Yeah.
We had a good time like this. Cut. You want to say the lines now? Guys, can we get up? Yeah. And I went to a couple of his concerts. He's a great dude, man.
He is a good dude. So now, after you do The Wire, like it's weird because when I saw you at the Independent Spirit Awards, I'm like, that's the fucking dude. And so I don't do that too often, but it did happen on the subway in New York with another dude. You know, the dude who played the guy who opened the gym? Cuddy. I saw him on the subway and I'm like, oh, fuck, that's that guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I gotta say something. And I was like, no, don't bother me. And I'm like, no, I mean, it's gonna feel good.
Yes, and that's one thing I love. That we, as actors or people in the business,
performer.
you waiting for somebody to walk up to you like
you
this.
do.
Yeah, dickhead. You ain't all that. What are you doing now, homie? Like, but our audience, the Wire audience, it feels like they love.
Right,
they love coming up.
I was watching. You were great.
Yeah.
He seemed to really appreciate it. He's a good cat.
Of course, we love it. We love it. We understand. That our show meant something.
Right.
And in the middle of it, while we were shooting, nobody was really watching. So we never knew. Nobody was really watching. And then every award season, we're like this. Really? Boston legal? Really? We can't get a fucking slot?
Yeah.
Can we not? We couldn't even go have a free champagne and get a fucking swag bag. That's all we wanted. We didn't want to win. We just wanted to get a swag bag. We were giving out fucking CDs and iPods.
Yeah.
People will come up to us and really celebrate their experience in watching the show.
Now, what about how in the long run here? How your parents feel about your stuff?
My parents, parents are great. I mean, my mom was mad when she's so funny because she was happy I booked the job. Right?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, finally, my son, because they get a sense of relief that their son's gonna be okay.
Right. It's really a fear of security.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
And now you got a job. Yeah, I'm playing the junkie. What? Yeah. They said that I didn't look like Bubs, but I had the essence, and she was like, are they insulting me? My son does not have the essence of a fucking heroin addict. I'm like, nah, Mom, it's acting. It's acting.
Yeah.
So, she was great, and she's always shocked. Like, we went, Barack Obama, I met him at Prague, and he was like, what's up, Bubs? And my mom was like, oh my God. But the president knows you, you know. And she, you know, she was, it's great, and she was, you know, very happy to see that, you know, I did something or I was part of something that means so much to other people. And then at the same time, like we were talking about before, we get crazy sidetracked. Is that, am I going through a certain thing right now where, you know, I'm known as this dude, and it's hard to see me in a love scene.
Right.
Right now, somebody going, "Hey, look at Bubs getting some ass." You know?
Yeah.
I mean, every time I pop up on screen, it's a blessing and a curse where people will go, "There go Bubs."
Yeah.
And you want to be able to, you know, give respect to somebody else who's casting you, and not distract from their story and be, you know, looked at as a different character.
Right.
And it's harder when you're known or you do a character so well.
Yeah.
To do, you know.
But also just getting out of the world of, I mean, not only Bubs, but, you know, the world
The whole
of
thing.
perps.
That's right. The whole thing. You know, going to jail, coming out of jail, being in jail.
Yeah.
Like,
But you know, you're an attractive guy.
I think so.
Yeah. So
I
what
think so.
what has been going on out here?
Well,
with
now,
that?
you know, and it takes a long time. And again, you say yes, you say no until you have to. But now I just shot a pilot, with Ron Perlman called A Hand of God, Amazon, and which is another thing for actors. That it's great. There's so many ways. So, The Hand of God, Amazon, it's an Amazon series. I play the mayor. I play Ron Perlman's best friend, and I play the mayor. I got a little corrupt tendencies. They guarantee me I'm not gonna be smoking crack like Marion Barry by season 3. That's not gonna happen. But it's a different look. It's a different feel. And the movie, The Spectacular Now.
Oh yeah, that got really good.
It was a genre changer.
Yeah, it was at Sundance. I didn't see it. It was
really,
great.
really good. Really, really good. Another movie that we grew up in the world of the Breakfast Clubs and Say Anything and Fast Time at Ridgemont High. You can't really mess with this genre. It's been done a billion times.
Yeah.
How do you make it new? And Spectacular Now kind of made it new and relevant to these kids, and really kind of great. And I play a teacher,
good.
and only because one of the producers. And this always happens now, which is a good thing. It's getting better. Is that somebody will see a character and go, "Hey, you know what about Bubs?" And then at first they laugh. What, the junkie? Come on, no, I love him. And then they're like this. Wait, I do love him. Hey, maybe let's see him. And then when I go in, they go, "Oh, shit, you don't look like you're not, you know, you're not a real drunk." I'm
You
like,
got nice clothes on.
Yeah.
You got your Forsheims on again.
You know, after the first season.
Yeah.
You know, I would go to HBO parties, which is great, or the HBO fights.
Sure.
They allow you to go and all that stuff. And, you know, Mark Wahlberg was the first celebrity that I remember that came up to me and was dead like, and Mark is kind of an intense dude.
He is, yeah.
Cool as hell, intense. Yeah. But they had me at the buffet table eating.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you got a good job now. Yo, clean up your act. Don't go back. You're really good at what you do. So, yo, this is a different moment. I'm like, yo, what are you thinking, man? He's like, "You're not a junkie?" I'm like, "No, I'm not I'm an actor. I grew up in New York." And he's like, "Oh, Mayo, I swear to God, I thought they grabbed you off the street of Baltimore." I'm like, "No, motherfucker, no." But, you know, people really thought.
Did he think that, did then he say, like, "You're even better than I thought you
No,
were"?
he was like, "Yo, just don't go. I don't know how you doing it. If you're taking a little hit, I don't know." But, you know, people, and again, that's a compliment.
It's an amazing compliment.
Yeah, I think it's phenomenal. But you got to make sure that the studios don't think that I'm a fucking insurance risk.
Right. Well, that's the interesting thing about it always baffles me too about the media landscape now is that even intelligent people cannot tell the difference between reality and fiction. Like there's this weird gray area where something is so gritty or so real they like assume like just because of the way everything works now, like that guy's got to be a real guy. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Again, movie magic, medium. You know, I'm in everybody's living room every Sunday, right? And people will come up to me like I'm on a train, like either they think I'm a real character or they think I'm like if I ride the train in New York. You know, I fall asleep. It's a long ass ride.
He's high.
People are like, yo, he's high or, yo, what you do? Where's your money?
Yeah.
What happened to you?
Yeah.
Why are you riding the train? I'm like, it's the fastest way in the city to get around. No, come on, man. You ain't got the Lamborghini? No, I don't know what's his HBO. It's not a network.
But it's like crazy. I don't know why the fuck people don't. I can't stand people that don't take the train in New York. Can't stand it.
It's the best. And you do feel like cattle. There's certain days.
Who cares? But it's like my manager's like, we're going to take a cab 7 blocks. Well, you out of your fucking mind?
That's a beast.
You take what's ridiculous?
You don't like Uber? You're not an Uber guy?
No, but Uber. I don't care. It's like I don't want to be stuck in a fucking car in New York City, no matter what.
Well, I will say I gotta disagree with you. I like the idea of having the train, but if you ask me, like people, do I prefer being stuck when that fucking train stops, we'll be moving
No,
shortly.
I know.
We'll be moving shortly.
Yeah.
Or stuck in traffic with my fucking my
Driving?
radio and my
Right.
air conditioning.
I hear you. I hear you.
I'll take the 405 traffic
Yeah.
over stuck in the F train when everything shuts down.
Well, as much as I love the train, is one of the reasons I left. You know, at some point you get tired of having a guy right here, like,
Right
who the
there,
fuck-
like
what-
just
what's
breathing on you.
happening? Yeah,
The
I gotta
one
go.
guy with the trench coat like this.
Yeah, not that guy again.
Oh my God.
Every morning with that guy.
Oh, he's still got a little distance with his shit. Yeah. So I again, New York, you just like the opportunity and the advantages of having options.
Yeah.
Especially when you're saying that you don't drink no more and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, when you get fucked up in L.A., you're in trouble.
Yeah, you better get a car.
You gotta get a car, and that's real expensive. From Beverly Hills to Highland Park. Oh, now you better have some money.
Yeah.
You know, so
You're not getting behind the wheel.
You're not. Yeah, you just
you gotta protect yourself.
And New York, you got the train, you got the bus, you got a cab, you got the.
They'll get mad at you.
They get mad. You do,
Yeah. So
you
what?
You jump out the yellow cab.
Yeah.
No disrespect, guys, but y'all, they didn't want to drop us off. So every once in a while, we just be like, yeah, drop me over here.
Well, I'm glad you're doing well, man.
Thank you, man.
It was
Thank you very much.
honor talking to you.
I appreciate it. I had a great time.
Wow. Right? What a great guy. What a great conversation. I was buzzed for 3 hours after I talked to him. I hope you enjoyed that. What do I got to remind you of? Oh, yeah. If you play fantasy football, get in on FanDuel to win your share of more than $10 million every week. Go to FanDuel.com to sign up and click on the microphone in the top right corner to enter the code Maron. And for the first 50 people that use Maron, M-A-R-O-N, as the code, FanDuel will match your deposit dollar for dollar up to $200. That's FanDuel.com. Enter the code Maron. Go to WTFpod.com for all your WTF pod needs. Get some merch, Christmas presents, whatever you got to do. Enjoy, read the blog, leave a comment. Do what you got to do. Get that app. Listen to Leslie Jones. She's something else, man. Get the free app and upgrade, and you can stream all the stuff. Oh my God, enough plugging. Enough plugging. Right? What are we doing? Is this a tradition now? Yeah? I think that was a little indulgent. Boomer lives!